girls can have babies?
Due to the next run being on a different console, the setup time may be a little bit longer than usual, but, well, not usual, the past host block, since it was all NES. It shouldn't be that long though, they're working as fast as they can.
Oh, couple donations. Oh, dude, I love memes. Okay, $1 from Soklud82. Thank you.
That's a meme right there, but I don't know if we should,
I like that one, but
yeah, Anonymous with a $5 donation, but the comment, I think that's too meme. Too meme.
all right. Yeah, thank you for the donation, though. Let's keep it
PG for
yeah,
me.
let's get banned in the chat. Probably should donate. Oh, $40 donation from I Am Barkeys. Come on, let's get that San Andreas run. Hype. Or you gonna do it? Give him a hoip? Hoip. Oh boy, GDQ flashbacks.
Oh boy. We can't mention that name here, guys. Come on.
Yeah. So, what's going on here? What are you doing? It's. This looks exactly what happened last year.
Remind us to not click on message delete to see what the actually said.
$5 anonymous donation that says, "How did I get here? I'm not good with computer." It's a laptop, Noslar. It's not rocket science. Keep on zooming in like a moron.
Trackpads are hard, dude. I don't know why people use them in 2017. You're zooming in now.
It's just sensitive, dude. Couple bid wars coming up for San Andreas. Haircut one. Come on, Noslar. This is your job, dude. Come on, wake up. Make me do everything. Where'd you put it? Look at this. You got 19 tabs open. They're all wrong.
That's the current game coming up, dude. Eagles got the world record of 38 minutes and 28 seconds.
A year ago.
Real time.
Find the thing with the donation bids. One job, dude. You got one job. Wait, is this it here? Wait, I found it over on my end. Come on, dude. You're really embarrassing me. I don't think I'm going to do this with you next year. Flat top, still at $35. And Afros, it's, was it 60? So 25 behind. Yeah. You alright?
Yeah, dude, I'm fine. I'm fine. Perfectly fine.
Alright.
The game is starting, by the way. Well, not starting now, but the game is started, and it looks like they're not far off from being ready, so not long now.
About to fire the headsets up. Dude, you got like half the page highlighted here.
See, people are crying because you're dumping me, dude.
What? Oh.
Don't leave me right on. There we go. It's all made up now.
It's all right now.
It's all made up.
Yeah, we're trying to
Don't
run this.
again.
He'll give me something later tonight.
I'm highlighting stuff now. Why?
It's a lap. Just okay. Look, you just click. Boom.
Yeah. Who uses
Okay.
it? Using trackpads though, like.
Yeah, but you
Give
just.
me a mouse and keyboard, dude.
See, your problem is that you're using one finger, and then all of a sudden your big heavy fingers start zooming in. You can't do that.
What are you trying
it's
to
a
say, dude?
trackpad, my dude.
just not used to it. I'm just not used to this. You're putting too much pressure on me, dude. Being professional with laptops and stuff.
I'm the one who has to read
You're
the
filthy
donations.
casual. You're a filthy casual. You got a lot of Kappa pride.
How many world records do you have?
More than you, I think. If we want
PewDiePie? Jones in the fast lane?
2.
That's all I have.
I'm pretty sure I have
That's all
more
I
than
have, to
2.
be
I
honest.
don't want to count them in my head right now, but there's more than 2 there.
Huh, let's find out.
Also, speaking of PewDiePie, that's tomorrow, right?
Yeah, Monday.
Are you going to world record?
Yeah,
I
if I
suppose
can
that's something
actually
we
get
could
the
mention.
game.
The second stream starts when? Tomorrow or today? Tomorrow?
Tomorrow
Tomorrow
at like 10 or something.
Let's see. Let me not just highlight everything and actually scroll down here. Tomorrow at 10 a.m. the second stream starts on Geek Goon Squad, I believe, is the Twitch channel. Oh, now you're looking at my profile, right? To see,
Damn right, I pull it up.
just to make sure.
You only got okay. Some of these aren't even like good world records. IV trilogy, no life. Saints Row any percent. No one else plays that game.
Calling me out, right?
Now T-Lad, I guess that's okay. Any percent and 100%, that's all right. Watch Dogs 2 though, no one plays that game.
People played that game for about 2 weeks, dude. Like
I played that game for about, and then I was like, oh, this game pretty awful. Oh, and Ballad of Gay Tony, but that's a pretty unoptimal world record as well.
I'm on a third place for 100% as well. I'm pretty sure Josh just wanted that free world record.
Yeah.
So he could
But remember,
bump his ego up a bit.
GT Marathon.
Verified badge and the world records now under his belt.
GTA Marathon, Josh ran into a crane.
Whilst dying after eating a bunch of Haribos. Imagine that.
Toast. The meal of a gamer. You know, I had the world record in Call of Duty Advanced Warfare for a really long time. I don't want to brag about it, though. But Gene Shift, there, I got another one, dude. Brutal Legend, 2nd place. 3rd place, Dying Light. Well, you got that one, too. Unfortunately. 100th place in GTA 3 any percent. Mafia 3 world record. I had that for a while.
All these irrelevant games.
Yeah.
What about Counter-Strike? Oh, it sounds like we're ready, actually. Oh, good. I can stop being bullied.
I think our top time's 12th place.
Ready for Metroid Zero mission, so yeah.
I'm
Good
excited.
luck to the runner and enjoy, guys.
Yep. There we go.
We on.
We're on. Hi guys.
Quick introduction, maybe?
Maybe.
Yep.
Roll call.
Roll
So I'm Dragonfangs.
I'm Mr. Shasta.
Yeah.
I'm Boxmeister.
And I'm Eagle.
So me and Eagle gonna do the runs.
They're playing the game.
We're both like good runners. Just,
They're the
you know
experts
it, you
here.
know.
We're just kind of here.
I have a question for tech. Do I start with this button?
Yes.
Okay. So I guess on 3?
Yeah.
I don't think you need to do it, right?
You need to too.
There's sip one button.
Only me.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure, whatever. So count me down on
All
3.
right. Yeah. 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh.
That's not on 3, but sure, I get what you're doing.
It's much easier this way, right?
So yeah, welcome everyone to Metroid Zero Mission for Nintendo Game Boy Advance. We'll start with a small cutscene here, then we're going to get right into the action.
It's 100%, so we'll be collecting 100 items, although we only collect 99 technically.
No, we collect them all. Just
we get
differently.
one for free.
Exactly.
So last year I was here with Metroid Fusion 100%, and this year we have the superior Game Boy Advance Metroid, where we're collecting 100% items again.
Dang the shots. Sorry, this runs extremely good though, especially compared to like Fusion, because this runs non-stop action the entire time basically. Whereas Fusion got all the cutscenes and all that.
Yeah, there's a few cutscenes in this game still, but they're generally much shorter, and like they don't come anywhere near as often.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like this right here, it's just very small, and then we're just get back to the action with a bunch of quick wall jumps.
Yeah, and depending on the route, this is the only time you see a statue cutscene like this.
No, actually, there's one more.
I mean, depending on the route. The route we're using
That's
is
true.
another one.
Depending on the route.
Should also explain that the wall jumps here are different from Metroid Fusion. That you can actually wall jump on the same wall over and over. Instead, whereas in Fusion you wall jump away from the wall. There's nothing to do about that.
The first few minutes of the game are identical to any percent. We're collecting the morph ball, and we'll be collecting the missiles right here.
Oh, no, that's bad. I need a big health drop now.
You take damage?
Yeah.
Oh no.
That's not good. Yeah, you don't want to take damage here. If you take damage, then you have less chance of getting a missile drop, which you need at this point.
It's fine. It's fine. RNG manipulation.
Oh, let's go.
Double.
This first boss here, you can actually get a double missile on it, which means you shoot two missiles on the same frame. It's super hard to do though. I think it's frame perfect, so it is. If it's not, it's like really close to it.
I didn't get it.
You didn't
Yeah.
get it?
No.
It saves a little bit of time.
Got 2 drops though.
I got 1 drop. That's awful. Explain why it's awful, please.
So, alright, so upcoming here is Hive Room. In Hive Room, you need as many missiles as you can. And because in the middle of the room, you also get a missile tank as well. And you need about 3 missiles to actually take care of these hives. But these bugs, they fly in the way of you the entire time, and it's really annoying.
It's 3 missiles and 2 shots per hive. So basically what they'll do, if they enter with 4, they shoot 3 missiles on the first hive, 2 shots, pick up the missile expansion, so they're at 6, so then they can go for 2 shots plus 3 missiles per hive.
Alright, not too bad.
And if you do it properly, you can do it in 1 loop.
Oh no, oh no.
Ah, I got hit. I
Okay.
accidentally hit a bug.
Careful, careful.
Yeah, it's
Fine.
very easy to fall down in this
It's
room.
fine.
This is fine.
Don't worry about it.
Alright, we're good.
So that's why it was a big deal that I took damage earlier, because if you don't have full health, you're less likely to get missile drops, and we really need missile drops in that room.
Thankfully, if you get hurt a lot in that room, we just have the E-tank right there to save you. Because Hive Room is one of the worst rooms in the game, and it's just so early on.
So right now we're getting up to our 3rd major item, the bombs. Bombs are used a lot in this category, especially for bomb jumps. If you time your bombs properly, you can get up, jump, get boosted up indefinitely.
Yep, it's called infinite bomb jumping. It's used a lot in the run, and just in general. It's a very useful technique, and it skips a lot of stuff, like in the routes. We have to get back towards skid layer.
These bugs right here on Eagle's screen can drop down randomly. Sometimes
was
they take
very
longer
nice.
to
That
fall
was
down,
smooth.
but this one very smooth. So right here you have, right here the route can diverge. You have 2 options. You can go up and clean up the upper Brinstar area early, or you could go down and clean it up later.
I had really nice bugs as well.
Nice. That's very clean bomb jumping as well,
Eagle
too.
is doing cleaning up Brinstar early, and Fangs will do that as well. So twice the early Brinstar. And yeah, for the early Brinstar cleanup, you really need to be on top of your bomb jumps. Otherwise, this can get painful.
Very. Yeah, we both decided on early Brinstar. Generally, I want to say it's... I mean, it's a little harder, but it's generally better for races because you'll have so many more missile drops, and you need a lot of them.
It's a lot more consistent. Well, late Brinstar is generally easier. They're essentially the same speed. Late Brinstar is easier, but more reliant on drop RNG.
In terms of ammo, early Brinstar is nice because you have a lot more missiles for the next area, where you really need a decent amount of them.
The reason why I go over here now is just to get the E-tank over here, but you actually do not get the upgrade, which is a very useful over here.
This is already going much better than yesterday's practice run.
Speak
Nice.
for yourself.
I mean, you're doing better too, right? It was pretty bad.
It was pretty bad. This is pretty bad too. But yeah, this is probably better than last time. Oh, I'm getting fast bugs.
Nice.
These bugs are also complete RNG. You can't do anything to manipulate them.
Some people like to lure them with bombs. Some people like to lure them with the charge beam in the late Brinstar cleanup. It's a bit of a yeah, good luck charm.
It's superstition is what it
Yeah.
is.
That's what I'm looking for.
It works, but it's superstition.
It doesn't work.
Oh, nice.
Upcoming next is on Eagle screen is a bomb jump, which can be a bit hard on beginners. And
That bomb jump is like the reason this route is hard. That bomb jump is
yeah,
And I
extremely
had to wait a
difficult.
long time.
it takes very specific timing interval
Oh,
between the two
seriously?
rippers.
That's not gonna work right then. Okay.
There we go.
Third try.
Please.
Oh no,
Oh no.
we're bad. This gets really annoying if you miss the first time.
For sure.
So right now, Eagle backtracks a little bit.
No, what?
In
Oh my
until near the
goodness.
hive room to pick up one more missile tank. Normally on
What
the
is
late,
going on?
on late
This
Bristol
is
route,
GBI
you
fighting.
pick it up right after bombs, basically.
There,
you go.
finally. The nerves, dude, the nerves.
It'll be okay. It'll be okay.
That definitely deserved a clap, right? Definitely.
So right now we're making our way to the crate area. In any sense, we would go down to Norfair, pick up the power grip and go to Ridley first. In the 100% category, we go to crate first. That's because the items we get into crates are very useful in cleaning a quick cleanup of the Ridley area.
They're required for cleaning up the Ridley areas.
Yeah, exactly.
You could potentially go down to Ridley early and then come back later on, but it's a lot slower.
It is.
This game is really open in terms of routing, and we've had a lot of work done into it to find the best route, and we're still not sure on some points.
Both late, both late and early Brinstar cleanup are viable routes. They don't differ by much time.
Yeah, there's even there are different ways you can clean up crate as well, and while they don't synergize particularly well with some of the route variations, like it's almost just as fast. I think it's like a 1 second difference or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It saves mostly on the in-game time. This game, however, is run on real time because in-game timer is slightly inaccurate. If you spam pause a lot, you can progress a lot without the in-game timer progressing much.
Yeah, it's exploitable in that if you just pause a bunch every time you unpause the game, you gain a frame of time in some circumstances.
Normally you're intended to have power grip by the time you visit the crate areas, but since we don't have power grip, we have
What
to
am I
make
doing?
use of the bomb jumps to get into the gaps.
As you can tell, bomb jumping in this game is just very overpowered. And the fact that you can just kind of stick and break a lot of stuff just by bomb jumping past it instead of using stuff like power grip or higher jump to get through it.
So the statue I just picked up activates these zip lines, and yeah, they're pretty good.
Yeah,
9% you completely skip this part of the game. though.
especially since we don't have power grip, those zip lines are very useful.
It means we can skip a particularly difficult track in this area.
And here's the acid worm. He takes a lot of missiles and bam out and go to the acid and kill him. Just like that.
In any percent, we don't fight this boss because we have power. We visit crate second, and we have power grip, so we can do a trick called the acid worm skip.
Super smooth fight as well too.
It can be done on this route as well, but it's a lot harder, I guess.
Definitely is.
Right here, you want to have, at this part of the game, you want to have around 20 missiles. That's because you want to kill 2 enemies who take 10 missiles each. As you can see, Eagle right now has 23 missiles, which is plenty.
Yeah, and this is typical for the early Brinstar route in that you have a lot of missiles.
On late Brinstar, you actually have to farm right before Acid Worm to get enough, to sometimes get enough missiles to easily kill Acid Worm first, and then you have to pray that you get enough missiles for those 2 enemies, which will be coming up soon.
We have a $75 anonymous donation, $5 anonymous donation, and a $25 donation from Nifty Boy saying, "Let's go for Royal Flush %." Thanks for those donations.
Those are enemies just talking about, by the way.
Yeah.
Ones take 10 missiles.
And you could but it's pretty easy to kill them. They jump over you, or you can just shoot them from the corner there. And now it's time for one of the most boring rooms in the game.
Maybe Dragonfangs can make it interesting.
I can try.
I mean, I'm a boring guy when I play this game. I like my strats to be easy and manageable every time.
Basically, you have to shoot out all these blocks blocking the zip line, and then use the zip line to get the missile tank.
Yeah, we need to destroy all those speed blocks, unfortunately, to get this missile.
No way around that.
You can do fancy strats here with damage boosts and such. For example, you could use that whole side hopper down below to boost upon the platform if he's in the correct position.
Yeah, it's pretty random if that happens, though.
Yeah.
So I'll try to make this dream slightly more interesting. We'll see if it works out.
Right.
It's difficult.
I'm just trying to extend my lead.
You're just talking smack to make me do risky stuff. So I can hit the switch and then run back to this ball cannon and get boosted into... Ah, it's too early. Wow, too early is actually hard to do.
Almost.
That saves a bit of time by not bonking.
Eagle just picked up the first of the mystery items, the unknown items, and they'll be activated later. And he also refilled his missiles because we need plenty of missiles to kill Crate, our first boss.
Seriously?
That's getting the shot and landing on that ledge is pretty tight still. It's a few frames window.
It's a 3-frame window, I think.
So yeah, Crate is just a matter of properly timing and spamming the missiles.
Raid is actually really hard.
And looks like Eagle almost got the 2 round.
Oh, that's...
one
one
nice.
missile. Okay, there we go. A big difference for 100% and 80%. The fact that 80% uses super missiles at that point to kill Crane 3 missiles.
Yeah, he goes down in 2 seconds.
Yep. In this version, obviously, in this run, you have to just kill him though.
I'm just notoriously bad at this fight.
See
Yeah,
if I can do better.
right here,
Please do.
Eagle will pick up one of the nicest items in the Metroid games, the Speed Booster. Speed Booster, after a while of running, you start boosting, you gets you through certain blocks, but it also allows you to, if you press down, to store this boost and release it as a Shine Spark. And Shine Sparks are used a lot in this run to get the items, and Speed Boost is definitely required to clean up the Ridley area on the first go. That's why we do Crate first.
So my crate fight turned out terrible because I have to do a weird grip on the controller in order to be able to hold it the way I want to, and I just wasn't holding down R hard enough, so I didn't get any missiles.
Not the elevator, the zipline.
Oh, okay.
To be clear, I usually play on emulator, so this is like an adjustment for me to play on console a bit. It's mostly a problem during that fight, honestly. Most of the other time stuff works the same.
Here on Eagle's screen you see a cutscene you normally don't see in any percent. It's a cutscene involving Ridley, and because in any percent you kill Ridley first, he's dead by the time that you get to the point of exiting Crate after killing Crate, so this cutscene won't play.
Man, they really thought of everything, huh?
Yeah. The developers game thought of everything. A lot of sequence breaks are completely thought out. They even thought of like serious stuff like this, for instance, where if you sequence break, the cutscene just wouldn't play here to tell you to go to Ridley and all that.
Yeah.
They've really just thought of everything in this game. It's kind of crazy.
Too early? No, it's fine.
Ooh, nice.
Got the better strat. I'm glad.
And a nice little bomb jump to pick up another energy tank.
Easy every time.
While climbing up this shaft, if you're fast enough, you can jump around this ripper here. It is somewhat precise.
It's a tight frame window as well.
It's also slightly faster to grab this missile tank later, but it's like decidedly harder. So there's
You
not
can
really worth
do
it.
really fancy strats to pick that one up.
It's like 10 frames faster to grab it later. It's like really, really small.
Oh yeah, and I forgot charge beam earlier, so here it is.
Yeah, it was dropped by the cave worm, but we pick it up later because otherwise we have to wait for it to spawn. And it's just faster to pick it up now.
Also, charge beam isn't really that useful.
Well, the pseudo screw attack is, to some degree.
Just a bit.
I don't know if it would be that useful in Kraid. It's like you use it a couple of times.
Yeah.
I'm a charge beam sympathizer.
It's a stark contrast from the other GB Metro game, where charge beam is like the most OP thing in the entire game.
Yeah.
This game's not used as much though.
They nerfed it. This game was released a few years later from Metroid Fusion. So right now we're in Norfair, but we immediately go to a different area.
We're getting the Sting layer, by the way. It's on the way out instead.
So yeah, right now we're going to one of the newer areas in this game. For information, this game is a remake of the original Metroid for the NES. But they added a few things, for example the criteria area and a whole bunch of gameplay after Mother Brain. With a nice couple of touches. So here we get the second of the unknown items. We'll see what they do later.
Actually, I know this game is a remake until I actually started Spirit in this game.
Seriously?
I don't know why. I'm not even kidding you.
So here we exploit the fact that we have speed booster and we wall jump up so we can get a nice shine spark chain to get our super missiles early. The game intends you to get them right before the Ridley area, but since we've done the Kraid area we can pick them up now.
Yeah, and these super missiles are very, very necessary for the Norfair cleanup we're doing in a moment, since the super missile doors we can get through.
And here we get the power grip, which allows us to grip ledges. It is somewhat a useful item, but well, normally you would avoid, if you can jump up a platform, you would like to avoid ledge grabbing because it's a little slower than just wall jumping up a platform, I guess. Right now we're headed back to Norfair and continue our quest. Here's also a nice use for charge beam. When you have charge beam charged up and you morph into a morph ball tunnel, the shot gets shot forward, so you can shoot that block without stopping. It's one of the useful things.
And now get this tank.
And this is also the reason why we skipped this missile tank early, because with power grip it's somewhat faster.
Exactly. And Speedruns can just go straight through this area instead of doing it the intended way.
Yeah, in any percent you have to climb up all these platforms in this area using power grip as well. But here in 100% we can just use speed booster and shine sparks to get through the wall, which is really nifty. Right here the boat runners keep an eye out on their health because they're about to progress through a few heated rooms. Heated rooms are rooms where you take damage without a Varia suit. We get Varia suits a lot later in the game, so we just skip it for now. But if you you don't want to lose too much, you want to keep on top of your health, so you can skip health refills here. Especially with the early Brinstar route, you have an extra E-tank. So it could save you 1 or 2 refills if you play very well. Here's the first of the heated rooms. The next heated room can be a bit tricky. Not per se getting through it the first time, but getting all the items on the first go. I'll explain it in a bit. You set up for a Shine Spark here. Shine Spark through the heated room is very nice because it's obviously a fast movement through this room. Shine Sparks in general can be quite slow because they have a long startup animation and a long bonking animation.
Oh, I actually got that.
So in some cases it's just faster to avoid using a Shine Spark. Right here, this second spark, it's important that he sparks high enough to grab the item on the first go. If you fall down a little bit too low, then you miss the item completely and you have to go for it later. Because by then you're little low on, can be quite low on health, and so it's at that point more useful to get it later.
So for this 100% route, we take a little detour here in Northfair to grab Ice Beam early. We used to grab it later, but there's a particular trick that comes up a little later, where we absolutely need Ice Beam. So it's worth picking up early again.
Yeah.
In the really old routes, we just grabbed it because, you know, it was easier. And then it turned out it was faster to skip it, but then we found this trick, and suddenly grabbing it early again is faster.
Here we are gonna get another slight sequence break. We get a powerful major item early. Screw attack. Screw attack basically when you spin jump into any normal enemy, you instantly kill it. The game guides you towards it after the Ridley area if you play it casually. But you can use missiles to access the shortcut to this item.
So yeah, the route for this 100% has changed a lot over the years. But it's very open. There's still like you can do a weird homemade route and still only be a couple of seconds slower than the route we're using.
Ooh. Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
Oh, you got it?
That spark is really tight to get because you need to get into an opening with two enemies, kill them, screw attack through the wall. If you don't spin jump and then press A, you immediately activate the Shine Spark. So your movement needs to be really on point.
So glad I got that.
Did you get refill glitch?
No, I'm talking about money spread.
So I got refill glitch where if we get into the hands of the Shosa statue at the same time as we grab the item, we get to do both the pickup animation and the refill animation at the same time, saving a few seconds.
Did you get the blue alien as well?
No.
Oh, okay.
I never got on that. It's only Jagger.
Here you see how powerful screw attack is. Normally that enemy goes down in 10 missiles, but one screw spin jump into it and the enemy is down. Here we get Wave Beam. Wave Beam is a requirement to clean up Ridley in one go as well. There is a possible way to do this without Wave Beam, but it's kinda hard and requires a very, very specific setup. So far I only know one runner who has done a run of that route.
Who might that be?
Shoutouts to my good German friend Mandatobi. He did that actually during a race with Dragonfangs here on commentary, right?
Yeah. I was mind blown the entire thing.
It's basically to do so you need to clip into the floor and activate a Shine Spark, so you basically Shine Spark down a hill. Normally you can only Shine Spark up a hill, because when you Shine Spark into a hill, you start running on the slope. But using the clip you can start running down the slope.
You basically spark out of a slope and that counts as sparking into it.
Yeah.
Somehow. We're still not sure if that route is faster or not. I think it is, but I haven't tested it.
Here we are on the Cocoon Fights. Basically we use wall jumps and freezing the Ripper to clear out the vines quickly. But we're gonna see this fellow again real soon.
Getting that boss in one go is really difficult. So that was very nice.
Nice relaxing cutscene, ain't it?
I know.
A nice little break afterwards too. As a reward, just have a good boss fight there.
So we just entered the Ridley area. And obviously, well, we're gonna immediately...
I don't want to be here anyway.
Yeah.
Are you going the wrong way?
Out of it.
Horrible area.
I thought you knew the route.
I know. Oh. Oh, what's this?
Oh, hello there.
So we have to go down into the Riddler to activate this fight.
Yeah. And here, this fight is really nice to already have super missiles. Because it goes down, he goes down real fast, like now. Normally you're intended to get the super missiles here, but since we used the wall jumps and the speed boost, we already got it. And let's see if we can get this spark.
Spark is really tight.
Nice.
Nice.
Nice. And there we go.
That's the Imago spark. Imago's the boss we just fought. It's also really tight to set this one up properly. You can't make any movement mistakes, otherwise your shine spark runs out. You have a few seconds before your charge wears off.
Alright, don't blink in this room.
Yeah, so coming up is the reason we pick up Ice Beam early.
We need to kill that enemy and pick up that drop for the setup. And yeah, you'll see what will happen next. There we go.
There we go.
This glitch is one of the only glitches in this game we actually use. Basically, what happens is you kill both enemies at the same time, but the game tries to put you on top of the other enemy, and since the other enemy has already defaulted back to the spawning location into the ground, you get put into the ground as well, and basically that puts you through.
I just
the ground.
barely got that spark. It was so good. Good job.
Nice one.
Otherwise you would have to set up a speed boost into the next room to break those blocks.
Nice map skip.
Yeah.
Very
If
important
we
as
don't
well.
want to pick up the maps, they waste around 10 seconds to pick them up. It's really a mark of shame if you pick up any of the maps in this game.
Yeah, they're pretty easily avoidable too. You have a big window to avoid it.
This first one is free, is really free to avoid.
I mean, it's deceptively large. Like it's a lot bigger than it looks like, but it's still not that hard to avoid.
Yeah. So right now we're getting into the puzzle rooms. The first one is a nice little race against the fuse, basically. Below these blocks there are crumble blocks, as you can see. Thank you for showing us that.
Yes.
First try.
So you don't wanna.
So you have to beat the blocks to stay on top of them, otherwise you fall through and have to reload the room.
Sometimes I press up too early there, and like I don't unmorph. And
Yeah,
I think that's what happened.
That's
there.
what happened. Yeah.
I think the developers intend for you to have a space jump around here, I think.
Nah.
No, it's not that hard.
Yeah. The next room, however, is tricky because you have to shoot the blocks, the missile one out, and the jump is deceptively tight.
Very tight.
4 frames?
I think so.
Sometimes like 1.
Yeah.
What? One? Really?
I think it's down to 2 at least.
Okay.
It depends on position.
It
when
depends
you
on
jump,
some
right?
pixels.
This room with the side hoppers is where screw attack really shines. Those hoppers and those blocks go down real fast. But yeah, the puzzle room you saw Eagle do with the tight jump is the reason we need wave beam. It's impossible to do without the wave beam, except if you use a very specific clip into the floor. This jump here is also a dangerous one for beginners. It's pretty easy to fall down if you miss jump.
Fall down, you just completely go in a different area, and you just come back there.
grab one
It
of
takes
these.
forever.
What is up with my down? I can't press down.
So yeah, right now we're cleaning up a lot of items in this area.
A lot of items in this game.
Yeah,
A lot more than you really need, but that's just how it is for like a lot of Metroid games, really.
yeah. For if it's Super Metroid or Fusion or Zero Mission, you get a lot of items if you collect 100%. Way too many. So yeah, right now we're making our way to a fight. Well, for that fight, basically the principle holds: don't blink. It's a very fast fight.
I mean, at this point we're so decked out in ammo that like we can kill just about anything in the game in like a few seconds.
Yeah, and in any percent it isn't that much different. You have less supers, but he goes down just as fast.
So yeah, don't blink right here, or you'll miss it. Hi Ridley. Alright, bye Ridley.
Bye, Ridley.
Oh, come on.
Dang.
Oh, wow.
And
That's marathon luck for you.
yeah,
A lot of supers.
it's RNG if you get a lot of supers there
Are you
or
at
not.
10?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
What? He got 5 drops.
I think on average you're like lucky to get 2, maybe 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I don't think I've ever seen anyone being full at supers.
I've never seen 5 super drops at Ridley, to be fair. I've seen 8, I've seen 4 super drops, I've seen 2 super drops, but not 5.
Never happened before.
So yeah, right now we're making our way out of the area, picking up one more item.
This is the best strat.
Jumpy jumpy.
That just looks silly.
It's a very silly strat, but
The
very
bunny
useful.
hop strat.
It's effective though, that's the important part.
Wouldn't be a speedrun without a bunny hop.
That's true.
And another super drop. These enemies have 75% chance to drop supers. So yeah, if you don't get enough drops from Ridley, then you can get a couple more drops there. And normally this is the part where the game guides you towards screw attack, but since we already have screw attack, we just use the shortcut to get out of here.
Don't worry, I'll showcase not getting enough drops from Ridley.
Alright, I'm calling 4.
2.
I'm calling 0. 2, okay.
Okay.
Yay!
That's pretty reasonable.
I was
Average
I was
luck.
right.
Average.
Since both of the runners have mostly cleaned up Brinstar, we only need to collect 2 more items in the Brinstar area before we heading to Turia. And the next item is my favorite one. It always looks cool to pick it up. You'll see in a sec.
This is the intended way of picking it up too. So like the developers like clearly expect you to understand the mechanics.
Yeah. So yeah, we make use of a Shine Spark in Morph Ball form, the Ball Spark. And you have to charge it here. If you let it go straight through, then you roll out of the hole and fall down. So you have to do it into 2 sparks, basically. And let's go for a very late game major item. Don't you agree?
Yeah. You're intended to get this item like after the morph ball, basically the first time to get in the game. This is the long beam.
This basically allows your beam to travel across the screen. It's a very effective item, but not a necessary item.
I think the item is mostly just a relic of it being a remake of the first one, right? Because,
Yeah. I
think
because
so.
they had a long beam there.
Yeah.
So I don't think you could actually get long beam until you have missiles in that game.
Yeah, long beam is in a different location in that game. Haven't played much of the NES Metroid.
I think it's the same location, it's just you don't
Yeah,
have to go
definitely.
there.
Yeah.
You don't need to go there before going to missiles.
So yeah, what was the game called again? Metroids, perhaps? These are the Metroids. These nice jellyfish look-like creatures.
I thought we were playing as Metroid.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're in Turing, which is unlocked after defeating both Ridley and Kraid, just like it was in the original game.
And the Metroids, they go down either with 5 normal missiles or 1 super. So obviously we use supers because they're faster, and it's random how they can drop supers, but that's RNG, it's random.
It's also random how fast they spawn, so there's a lot of RNG in Turing.
drop. But for Mother Brain, we generally want at least 4 supers, because you have plenty of missiles at this point.
I'm trying to save 4 supers because for the Mother Brain fight you want 4 super missiles.
Yeah. And it's just and we make use of triggering the spawns, and Eagle's getting really good drops. We make use of the spawns to group them together to kill them fast. Although you can't overlap them like you can, for example, in Super Metroid. You're doing really well on supers.
I'd say so.
More drops.
This room has 6 Metroids and you want to space them out and like put yourself in the correct position there to spawn all of them at once so they can just kill them over and over.
In the rare occasion that you get away from that room with 12 supers, then you can actually kill Mother Brain only using supers, I think. Like breaking the glass and shooting the eye.
Oh yeah. I mean, you need to use normal missiles on the Zebetite still.
Yeah. In general, we use normal missiles on the Zebetites anyways, because we want to save our supers mostly for the Mother Brain fight. And yeah, the safest place in the Mother Brain fight is, ironically enough, right next to her.
You want to shoot 4 missiles in her eye and then shoot super missile, which will take care of her. After 5 missiles, she'll close up and then shoot stuff.
As Mother Brain down, the collision detection is off, so you can charge a speed boost on her dying body.
Dang.
That's close.
Almost.
We spaced it a little bit.
I'm getting really good drops.
And then you can use that Shine Spark to get a good chunk up the shaft. So yeah, normally the top of that elevator there is where the NES Metroid, NES Metroid ends.
Ends if you're going back into the ship and then you reveal that Samus is actually a woman, which is something, I guess, in this case. Back in like acting, like back when the game came out, it was like a big thing. But yeah, obviously we all know now. Now it's and after it cuts in here at the Zero Mission section.
Yeah,
I used only supers on all the Metroids.
Wow, you got even better luck than I do.
Yeah,
That's good. I was noticing that you had like full supers after a little bit.
Yeah, I was at full supers, like 3 rooms in.
That's really good.
wow. So yeah, this cutscene takes a good while. Get a little bit of story.
Oops. Oh. Fine.
Oh, you didn't bonk like I did. That's good.
So yeah, Samus Aran's ship was shot down by the space pirates, and now she is defenseless. She lost her power suits and all of the accompanying upgrades.
All she has is a stun pistol now. Which how it works is a stun pistol at full charge will stun all these space pirates here coming up in Chozodia.
And it can shoot bomb blocks.
That too.
That's pretty overpowered weapons from some perspective. Even the fully powered Samus can't just shoot bomb blocks.
When you start this section, you have 99 health, like regardless of how many E-tanks you have. There's a refill before you meet any of the enemies.
We're taking the refill, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, good. We want to be safe, right?
Yeah. So this refill is not necessary. There's no reason to take damage anywhere in this section, but all pirates do 100 damage per hit. So a single hit is game over. So we usually take refills in races.
Yeah, this new part of gameplay is a stealth section. We sometimes call it Metal Gear Samus. Obvious reasons. And it takes 7 seconds, if you're unnoticed by the pirates for 7 seconds, the alarm turns off. So that's why we do very specific strats to avoid alarm, like for example this wall jump here. Sometimes we have to trigger the alarm to progress quickly. But right here, since he dodged the tripwires, these laser beams you saw in a few rooms earlier, he can just walk and wall jump past them the next set of rooms unhindered.
For this section, there's a lot of like pretty obscure shortcuts, like this one.
Yeah.
Shoot up, and then you shoot a block, and you can go in here for some reason.
Just
Yeah,
go right through the wall.
The developers actually hit a lot of shortcuts in this game. We use one of those shortcuts in the any percent to get to Ridley real fast.
Alright, I hope I get this.
Oh, are you gonna do it?
Oh.
Oh, almost.
Almost.
Eagle here went for the fast searchlights. Basically, if you shoot the door and crouch under the searchlight, you can progress a little faster. It saves 2 seconds.
I even did the backup.
We had also some, yeah. I mean, it's a strat not most runners don't go for. The top runners do, because hey, 2 seconds time save.
Here's another shortcut, by the way. Just
There's another
random
one,
opening
yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
And then you just fall down. I just skip most of the
Even
last
if the
room.
alarm is triggered in that previous room, it gets turned off in that fall down right there, because there are no. Well, it's a bit uncomfortable if you spawn in that room with an enemy on top of you.
We have to come that way later anyway, so we actually use that twice. Because it's just faster than using the
It's just a
regular
faster
way.
path.
Yeah.
Yeah. So right now we're in the Chozo ruins, and here we skip a good chunk of a room by wall jumping. And
There we go.
here you still have those annoying searchlights.
Something I forgot to explain as well is that to save a little time on whenever you shoot our laser pistol here, a stun pistol, we actually most of the time if there's like a block in a small gap and we have to crouch to get to it, we just shoot the stun pistol there instead.
I got.
Because it saves a little bit of
You
time.
got it? Sweet.
No,
Oh.
I should get the backup though.
Yeah, please do.
Eagle here is setting up for a very specific strat where the alarm turns
Oh, he got
off. He got it.
Nice.
We named this strats after one of our top runners.
Did we name it, or did he name it himself?
He named it
We don't
himself.
know.
I don't remember.
I think he named it himself.
So yeah, but what that turning the alarm off saves time in the previous room because the shutter is already open. Normally you have an enemy still on the chase and you go into the safe room on the left and that turns off the alarm.
Yeah, it's just faster to get caught.
Yeah.
And this pirate, yep.
It was a little tricky because you have to stand. You have to do 2
Here,
jumps and just.
here your shots from your shotgun are very tight.
Shotgun.
Yeah,
Shotgun.
shotgun. Nice.
I wish.
I wish it was a
It
shotgun.
Wouldn't that be
shots
something?
and it's a gun, alright?
Samus with a shotgun. No, basically, it takes a little while for the thing to charge up between the pirates. So sometimes it can get pretty tight, that last shot. Nice pattern.
Yes.
It is. The most important thing in the entire run.
It's also possible to squeeze 4 shots on those blocks there for each set.
Upcoming, we have one cutscene once again. Then we have a boss afterwards. A boss called we nicknamed Charlie. He has it's a completely different name, like officially, but it's easy to say Charlie. Essentially, he just shows a statue in me in the middle of the room here, and he's been flying around with this orb that he's holding onto. And when the orb lights up, that's when you can shoot him. That's what we're gonna be doing. But when he lights up is also random, and where he goes is also random. So he's a little bit tricky.
One stretch you'll see Eagle use here is that he'll shoot your own image appears in the orb, and he'll shoot that, and that on average gets the symbols to appear quicker. And he can do that because he's on full health.
Yeah, that's a scary strat to do if you if you haven't refilled.
You can only do it once if you don't refill. And then you're one hit
Yeah,
away
right
from
here
dying.
he goes for the shot.
Yep. Once again, I'm going to shoot the orb here
And-
with a full charge shot.
And Eagle will keep on moving here, otherwise he gets shot by lightning. And on the fourth round,
Yeah,
that's
Ooh.
a really fast one.
That was very clean. Are you getting D6?
Very good. Do you get the glitch?
Do it?
No.
Aww. Alright.
Lame.
Basically what can happen there, if you turn around on the frame that you get locked, then you can actually move out and you can shoot a few shots, and after this cutscene these shots will glitch out. It's a nice visual touch.
So here we get the 3 unknown items, and we get Varios that we skipped earlier for some reason.
And we get it here for free.
So to be fair, we actually do get Varia the item all the way. Like it disappears from the map. It's not grabbable anymore.
Yeah.
Like it's not like we just get the Varia effect. We straight up get the item.
So yeah, we were being chased by pirates, now we chase them.
Pretty much.
Now we're full of we have a full of pirates suit again, so now we just destroy all of them.
Yeah.
This part is amazing casually.
Right here we get a Shine Spark chain to pick up a couple of items real fast. Well, technically one item requires the Shine Spark chain. But we pick up a few items along the way just because we can recharge right in time. And he got it no problems.
Nice.
Really nice. No clip into the ceiling there.
Oh, that was mean. He did lightning just as he got vulnerable. So I couldn't, I
That
couldn't
can
hit him.
happen a lot against Charlie.
See?
Do you have the
I
glitch?
got it.
Yes,
There you
he
go.
got the glitch.
Nice.
Oh, good job.
This is
I'm
the,
so happy.
the tiniest glitch, but it allows us to move during that cutscene.
So yeah, right now we have our almost all of the major upgrades we get in the game, but we need one more to clean up the rest of the areas.
And you can see the glitched sprites there for
Yeah.
There it is.
a fraction of a second.
Right now, to get back to areas as Brinstar and Norfair, we need the power bombs. But the power bombs are at the command center of the Space Pirate mothership, and that takes quite a trek to get there. But luckily, we have our fully powered suits, so
This pirate's really nice. Look
yeah,
at that.
the pirate can just
Beautiful.
shoot the bomb blocks. It's always nice.
What a nice person.
The MVP. These green orb-like enemies are attracted to your charge beam, but since you have screw attack here, you can just go
Wreck them.
straight through them.
More importantly, when they're attracted to your charge beam, they don't shoot their annoying lightning bolts.
Yeah, that's also a thing. Curve missile.
Oh, almost got spike missile.
Basically, a curved missile is where your walking speed gets added onto your missile, and that makes it slightly curve around the corners, and which allows you to open that door. It doesn't save time, but it's a nice touch.
It's just for swag.
That shot Eagle did there earlier is to trigger the work robot, so he starts moving, and then you can move him further with the missiles and super missiles. You may have noticed that Eagle's using super missiles here. That's because we'll have to do a refill anyways to restock on power bombs later. So it's basically everything you shoot with super missiles goes down in one hit. So and everything that you have to refill at the refill station takes 1 frame per missile, 1 frame per super missile.
Seriously?
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, it's slightly more advantageous to use supers here.
So if we go to the top right of this room, that's where we face Mecha Ridley. But we're going to the bottom left of this room instead, and getting the power bombs over here. Let's see that tank there.
Yeah, power bombs are not a necessary item to complete the game. They're only necessary to basically get more power bombs and other items.
Yep, they're just there for 100% basically in this game. Because they're literally right at the very end of the game and are very easily missable.
Oh. Yeah, power bomb. You don't get a lot of power bombs in this game, so your management of power bombs is pretty tight. You use them. You use one of them here to reveal a useful shortcut. This one there. And you use another one to open a door before the refill.
Ooh, oh wow.
Yeah, those orb-like enemies can shoot. You even can shoot you out of a shine spark. So they can be quite annoying at times. And here we use to break the speed blocks. And here we use our last power bomb. That's why we need to refill. Not a lot of enemies drop power bombs in this game, especially not the space pirates.
Nothing in the pirate ship drops power bombs.
Yeah, exactly.
So we actually need to refill. Oh, the lag.
And we basically stay close to that bot for a little while to put it down. Otherwise he might start walking again and he will block your way and you have to shoot him again, and it is very, very slow. Right now Eagle is taking the refill here. 220 and 4. So you're on pace. No items list so far.
There's a one-time trick coming up.
Yeah, you can only do the next trick Eagle's gonna set up for is a trick you can only do once. You use a power bomb to start breaking the glass tube, and you charge a shine spark through this breaking glass tube. After the glass tube is broken, you can't charge the shine spark anymore. And you use it to get it.
Oh, nice.
Safe setup. You use it to get this energy tank, otherwise you have to set up a shine spark from below, which is a lot slower. Are you gonna get the lottery?
In this room I'm killing all the enemies because I really want a power bomb drop.
They can drop a power bomb, which saves you time a few rooms later.
Yeah, power bomb management in general is really, really tight, and we actually don't have enough right here.
Oh! Eagle got the drop just as he was exiting the room. That's unfortunate.
That's fine. You get to see the much cooler extended version of the shine spark we're doing here instead. It's much cooler.
Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, while we don't have enough power bombs to do this the intentional way, we have a way to circumvent that.
Yeah. Here we enter criteria again. And we set up for a shine spark chain. I'll pick up a few one item along the way.
So I have to keep this shine spark going for quite a while.
For a couple of rooms. Normally you would have to lay a power bomb here to clear those blocks, and then can just charge it here. But right now you have to do it here, and once he is on this slope, he's basically set because he needs to break this block, and now he can charge it also get a speed boost in this room. This diagonal ball spark here is pretty precise. If you're off too far to the left, then you don't break all of the blocks and you have to set up the ball spark again.
Unfortunately, this extended shine spark is slower than getting a power bomb drop.
Yeah. Right now we're heading back to Turian, which has changed a bit in appearance from our last visit.
Just a little bit.
A little bit damaged.
I didn't get a drop either.
You encounter a similar scene in Super Metroid.
We have a $20 anonymous donation. Says so many amazing games in this marathon, especially today. I couldn't resist but to donate. Ahoy from Slovakia.
So here we make Eagle already earlier used something called a space boost. It's basically using the speed boost and the space jump together. It's preferable to a.
What the fuck? I've never done that.
What did you do there?
I shine spark too high, so I didn't hit the slope.
Nice.
I didn't even know that was possible.
Well, now we know.
That's never happened before.
That actually has. I've never seen that.
Yeah. That's really weird. I've seen it before either.
Ah. I wasn't holding right.
Oh, okay.
I pressed down too early before I actually hit the slope.
So right now Eagle's heading back to Brinstar to immediately progress to the crate area.
Yeah, here the run comes full circle. And
We're
at the
back where
start.
we started.
Hey! So we have like everything now.
Yeah, at this point of the game, the enemies are laughable because you can instantly kill them with either your screw attack or your plasma beam.
Not much has so much health anyway, so they barely do anything
And
to
the
you.
reason we are gonna clean up the crate area now, the reason we do it now is because we need the gravity suit to set up a shine spark, a ball spark to be exact, in the asset here.
Oh.
Hello there.
Yeah. Since we have Spring Bell now as well, which we picked up together with the high jump, the zip line strat to pick up the missile tank there is a lot faster. And since we have gravity suit, we don't take damage from both acid and lava. So we can just roll through the acid and lava unhindered.
They put a very convenient shortcut in.
Yeah, right here we use screw attack and power bombs to get into the north area. Because we have a couple of items to clean up there. So right now we're getting to a power bomb tank, which you technically can get early.
Sort of.
But the way it is done in a certain task is that you basically zombie hover into it, so you die and pick up the power bomb tank.
It crashes the game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If there would only be a way to pick up power bomb tanks early, please let us know. We would like to know that.
We've been trying for a while.
I guess I should go for this.
Ah. There are two ways you can do the next room. Eagle is doing the space boost way, and you really need to mash to keep it to the ceiling, because if you land or run into a platform, you have to walk across this long room, and that's really nice.
That was really good.
Really
Let's get
good.
a clap for that one.
The shine spark is slower because of the startup and bunking animation, so the space jump is the fastest strat there.
And right there, shine spark is mostly slower because we have to store the shine spark really early and like walk over there.
Yeah.
So like a speed booster block in the floor.
You can also do the space boost on the way back. It's I mean, it's faster, but the shine spark is, as you can see, really consistent. Just gets you across just fine.
See, the thing is, even with the bonk and startup of shine sparks do move faster than speed boosters. So for really long distances, it kind of evens out, and that is a really long room.
Yeah. Here we are in the heated rooms again, but this time we don't take damage because we're fully equipped. Use a power bomb here to clear out the bomb blocks. Get some super drops if you like to refill Yeah, basically we're almost done with cleaning up the Norfair area as well. Coming up in a few rooms is a ball spark which is featured in the title screen tutorial. Basically, if you leave the title screen on too long, it starts showing you gameplay, and this specific ball spark is featured in there. And a lot of runners in the early days didn't know this strat could be done, actually.
Well, I'm sure they knew, but it's more a question of where does it fit into the route.
Yeah.
I actually think a lot of people didn't know those were speed blocks.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
I believe Kirby mentioned this once. Not completely sure. So yeah, right now Norfair is completely cleaned up, and we're gonna slowly heading back to Chizodia, where the Space Pirate mothership is. But first we're gonna grab a few items in Criteria. Using a, well, almost a very similar way in which we collected the super missiles here earlier. Charge a Shine Spark. But now we can use the space jump to get this ledge. And we set up for a ball spark here. So yeah, right now we're in Chizodia. And we're gonna clean up the area. Unfortunately, we have to get a power bomb tank, which is really out of the way. It's almost at one end. It's at one end of the map, so it's really out of the way. And your power bomb management at this point is still pretty tight. So you have just enough power bombs to get there.
And there's nothing else over there.
Yeah,
It's only just that one, that's it.
that's
Huge detour.
Yeah, that's why most people that learn the item locations never forget that one, because that one is the most out of the way. Really obnoxious.
It takes like at least a minute, like back and forth both ways, right?
Yeah,
Just to get. It's ridiculous.
it's really ridiculous. Yeah, here's why you can see that the stun gun that the Zero Suit Samus had is somewhat useful, because that thing can shoot bomb blocks, whilst we can't right now.
Yeah, Metroid logic.
Yeah. Really stupid if you think about it. And we're not gonna bother too much with these pirates. They can get annoying in this room, but we can get them down instantly.
I like having a power bomb for this room, but I don't.
Yeah.
So yeah, remember this room here, if all the horizontal blocks, there's a missile tank right. You shoot the missile block there, and all of a sudden there's a power bomb up there. And I have to go all the way back, I forget that one.
Fun fact, if you kill that enemy and are not noticed, you can still get noticed by the enemy on the platform below, because apparently he can see you through the diagonal block opening there. Also slightly obnoxious. Right now we have to, the only far off place we still have to visit at this point is the part where this suitless section started. Nothing much you can do about. We have all the missiles at this point. We only need to collect two more power bomb tanks, one super missile tank and one energy tank. If I'm correct. Yeah,
I think so.
Well, I mean, either way, I'm heading for the final boss at this point, basically.
Yeah.
Picking up a few items on the way.
Making a slight detour to the start of the suitless section. At this point we can't use the Shine Spark to spark up this room, as we broke the glass tube.
We don't have enough space.
Yeah, really annoying.
When is short charge in Zero Mission?
Yeah. not a strat we have at our disposal, unfortunately. That would make the game more interesting.
Taking another detour here.
You can do pretty fancy strats in these detour rooms. You can make a looping immortal form there, for example.
I can't take credit for that. That's Dragonfangs.
Yeah. We'll see.
Like a lot of stuff.
Like a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Dragonfangs made the tool-assisted speedrun for this game. Both the 100% and 80% one. So
Don't run into the map.
you know, he knows a lot about the game. He taught me something about the game I didn't know just yesterday.
Wow.
I don't even remember what it was. It wasn't random trivia.
I mean,
It wasn't even useful.
no, but I mean, that's what you do as a TASer, right?
Oh yeah, sure.
Random trivia.
Yeah. So yeah, this power bomb tank here is also at one end of this map. And right now we're headed to the final boss, and right before the final boss we'll get our last item, and a single energy tank. And you can pick it up in 2 ways, but we'll get to it once we get there.
Now we're just be backtracking all the way to Ridley. It'll take a few minutes.
So yeah, right now we just make use of the shortcuts we already laid in place. So when we first went through these rooms, like that tunnel there. And here, this room goes a lot faster because we now have power bombs.
Did I place that too early?
No, you
Oh,
didn't.
Perfect.
Early enough. You may notice that he right now isn't using his super missiles because he wants to have as much super missiles as possible for the final boss and the escape.
Mostly for the final boss. Oh, this room lags so much. I hate it.
Yeah. The GBA has a lot of difficulties with rooms like that.
I mean, it goes away if you kill the pirates, so I think it's just too many pirates.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll try fancy strat here once.
This room do you take, by the way?
The fastest strat, which is the fanciest strat, is to use space jump to dodge these tripwires.
Oh,
Yes.
Yes.
nice.
Nice.
That's really difficult. So if you get hit by a tripwire, the gate there closes, as you saw on the way out.
And you have to reset the room. The other strat you can do is to charge Shine Spark, but then you have to do an extra speed boost. And that's slower.
Now it's time for Mecha Ridley. Just crawl into the room all slowly.
And it's also a check to see if we collected 100%, because in any percent it takes 6 super missiles to go down. In 100% it takes 18?
I think so.
It's triple.
It's
so
a lot more.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool that the final boss kind of scales the amount of items you have in terms of its health.
Nice.
Nice.
And obviously it wouldn't be a proper Metroid game without...
You're right, they do spawn in 3s.
Yeah, I told you.
That's the thing I didn't know.
Okay.
And obviously we get an escape sequence at the end of this nice game. Time will be coming up in 1 or 2 minutes.
Well, I mean, I'm calling the shots here,
Yeah,
so we're
that's-
fine.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. Completely
But still,
forgot.
though.
But yeah, the nice thing about the escape sequence is that the doors close behind you, so you can't get ambushed by pirates coming in from behind you.
Actually, since we have one timer, shouldn't we split like when Dragonfangs is done instead?
There's separate timers, right?
I thought we said one, or...
I mean, my time isn't important. We don't need to see my end time.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough.
Right here we're setting up for a Shine Spark sequence.
That should be good.
Or robots.
And it has very specific setup, and because the doors close behind you, you can't go back to reset it up. So you really want to get this, and Eagle's got it. This ball
Nice.
spark takes you all the way to the last room,
It's completely skips over its entire room here. It's just a bunch of twists and turns.
and it looks really nice as well. Plus, the enemies of in this game are these two black pirates. They are invulnerable to missiles and super missiles, so you just shoot them.
Here's the last name in the game right
Okay,
here.
ready?
And time.
Time.
Oh, I see on the stream. Okay, I see it.
Oh, you got it too. Good.
It's
Really
a lot
good.
easier on GBI. You're right.
Yeah, that's what I told you.
Nice.
So there was a bit of a, I don't know, revolution when it comes to playing Game Boy Advance games. Recently, there's been a homebrew program that has less input lag than the official Nintendo disc, and it's just so good for any run you want to do on GBA. So good.
I'm not used to, I usually don't play on GBI. I usually play on emulator. So I'm like being screwed up on bomb timings because I just had to press a slightly bit earlier, which is better in general. I'm just used to the wrong thing. Why is she turning around? I'm not even touching the control stick.
You're not getting enough, I don't think.
This is weird.
Yeah, missile time.
Go for the special thing.
Yes, you can.
What are hitboxes even?
Is this because I told you to do it different
Yes.
today?
Oh, there we go.
Igor was like, just do this, it's easy, you know? I'm missing everything.
Ah, man.
Almost down.
There we go.
I could have done a special thing, but I'm... no, that doesn't deserve it. Ah, so you can open that door with a bomb. It saves like 2 frames.
2 frames.
You gotta save the frames though.
Can I make it to the end before Eagle's credits finish?
I believe in you.
No, I don't think
You gotta
so.
hurry, dude.
Working
Maybe
on
not
it.
the credits, but maybe like the last screen.
Eagle's credits.
You can make it
are
before the
ending soon.
estimate.
Is this still? Oh, it's still below
Oh,
estimate.
it's 115. Oh,
Oh, it's gonna be close though.
that's a tight estimate.
Yeah, the
We
credit-
did set the estimate a bit low, to be fair.
Yeah. It's nice though.
At this point, he's still gonna make it.
We're just really confident. Yeah, good job.
No. Oh no! Dude, this controller. Oh, controller issues.
Yeah, here you see how punishing it is to miss that spark.
Yeah, yes. I wanted to just showcase this. That's exactly what happened.
All
Wanted
of
to show you
them.
guys.
Oh no, not the estimate.
No.
Rip estimate.
But you gotta... Yes.
That's close enough.
Good enough.
Really well done.
51 flat. That's really good, dude. You got a good run.
Yeah, it was pretty good. At least endgame was pretty good.
In-game time is really nice.
So,